see you've got a good coaching staff as you work on your freestyle here.
All the way out here. And if you see where your shoulder line is right about here. And what you have down here, you know, you're about 38 degrees outside of your shoulder line. So if you think in terms of your power line, which is right here on this blue line, think about doing a pull-up. If you try to do a pull-up with your hands this far away from your shoulders, it's going to be much, much harder than doing a pull-up where your hand is very much in line with your shoulder, right?
You can kind of see the stroke pattern under the water that I was talking about, right? Watch the hand kind of slice into the side there, right? And then if this is your midline, you can see your hand crossing it, right? And then you have to correct because you have to get that hand out of the way to rotate your hips out of the water to set up that next stroke. So your motion is swing to the outside, cross the midline, then correct back to here, and then pull back on the water. And all this excess lateral motion out here isn't moving you forward in the water. In fact, it's probably causing you to have a little bit of an S pattern.
And as you're moving forward, you can see here that your head comes out of the water and your eyes almost come completely out of the water before you break out. The other thing that we can see here is that as you're coming out and you have your shoulder line right here and this shoulder line right here, as you're taking the first stroke on the right side, we can see that the first thing that happens is that the palm of the hand goes from facing the bottom of the pool to facing the outside, and then you're going really, really far out. And that is not going to get you a whole lot of water. So
now you can really see it on that right arm. See it slide way out there. And so you've just slid it out there, and now you're starting to catch and push the water back. Look what happens to your hips out back. Right? Then you can see that big shift in that direction with your hips, and then the feet are soon to follow. And I know I've said it a bunch of times in this video, but that's definitely accounting for kind of looking like this as you move through the water.
So picking up where you left off right here, you can see that as your heels are coming into the wall, your heels are coming too close to your hips, and that is not going to be generating a whole lot of power, right? So if you can keep that idea right here, this is actually a very good line between your thigh and your leg, right? 69 degrees is not bad. Ideally, we want a little bit closer to 90 degrees, but as you can see, and by the time your heels hit the water right here, it's a very, very, very tight angle, right? You know, only 39 degrees. We want to be almost 3 times as more, so by the time you hit the wall, you can generate some power to it. For you, and one is right here on the inside on your kick. Every time that you're taking a breath, you can make a very, very wide scissor kick right here, right? You can see how your feet are kind of together, and then how that right leg goes all the way down. You know, I think it would be a better idea for you if you can keep your kicking range a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter, and a little bit shorter, right? That should be easier for you to actually keep your feet on top of the water, right?
And throwing your hands over your head, which is really great. I like that start. You have a really high arch here. It looks great. One thing that I want you to think about is when you're doing your backstroke start is watch your feet as they kind of drag along the surface of the water here. And I want you to try to get a little bit more power on your jump so you're not dragging your feet.
Here on the left side, you do a fantastic job with it. See how you're coming up
And that is a great angle. That's very similar to what I drew right a little bit ago, right? You have a very good angle on recovering here. And as you can see, the distance between the entry point from your left arm and your head is significantly bigger than the distance between your entry point and your right hand.
See here, grabbing that water on the down kick and then really trying to flick your feet forward on the up kick. One thing I also noticed on that up kick is that your feet, on the up kick, your feet are turned in towards one another, so you're increasing surface area, so you're moving through the water really well on your dolphin kick.
Right here, this is a very good shot. As you can see, you have a nice angle between those two, very close to 90 degrees as well. That means that you're generating a lot of power out of the front foot right now. The one thing that we want to make sure that we do is when we are doing that, you also want to make sure that there's another 90-degree angle between your thighs and your core. As you can see, you're very close right here. Ideally what we want to see is the 90-degree angle between your thigh and your leg, and then another 90-degree angle between your thigh and your core. And if you can do that,